Bringing you current news as it happens from around Nigeria and the world. PBS Radio News. A very good morning to you and welcome. The time is 6:30 and it's the news at dawn. My name is Osato Hame. Now for the details. The Inspector General of Police, Kaude Betoku, has expressed readiness to provide full security support for the planned peaceful protest by retired officers of pension entitlements, while cautioning against politicization and distortion of the agitation. He described as disheartening attempts by certain individuals to manipulate the legitimate concerns of retirees for ulterior motives, warning that such efforts undermine both the government and police leadership. The protest billed as the mother of all peaceful protests is scheduled for today, Monday, the 21st of July, in the Federal Capital Territory and other states of the Federation. A statement on Sunday by the force spokesman, Muyiwa Dejobi, said officers have been directed to ensure the protest remains peaceful while protesting participants from possible hijack by miscreants or political actors. Various marginalized groups in 3 states of Edo, Delta, and Bayelsa have advocated for the inclusion of marginalized persons in the Constitution. And the call was made during the presentation at the Constitution Review Center in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State. Tutualu for High reports that the Banke people of Edo State crave to be included in the proposed Anyoma State. She completes the report.
During the Constitution Review meeting held in Yenagoa, various marginalized groups called for their inclusion in different aspects of the Constitution. The Banke people, an indigenous ethnic group in Niger Delta, and currently part of Edo State, joined the call for relocation to the proposed Anyoma State over what they say is decades of marginalization in Edo State.
We cannot be in a state where we are marginalized. We cannot be in a state where we don't have political representation. We cannot be in a state where we don't have social amenities. We pray with all sense of humility that the Banke people should be included into the proposed Anyoma State.
The women of Edo, Delta, and Bayelsa states say seats should be reserved for women in both the National Assembly and the 36 states' Houses of Assembly.
The NCWS respectfully calls on the National Assembly, Constitutional Review Committees, and all relevant stakeholders to 1. Support the full and immediate passage of the reserved seats bill into law as a milestone for equity and good governance. 2. Formally recognize the peace building and leadership contributions of Nigerian women, especially in conflict-prone regions. 3. Ensure that the voices of rural, displaced, young, and marginalized women are reflected and protected in the framing and implementation of this law.
Persons with disabilities and youth groups also appealed for equity and inclusion in appointments.
We are making our recommendation that our youth in strategic positions should be included. Going forward, we are also saying youth empowerment and youth development bill, national youth entrepreneurship funding bills, youth education and skill development bill. They should all collapse to one. It is unfortunate that as richly blessed as the Shakaris are, our voices is at the lowest of ebb. And the only reason is because of our numerical weakness. To this end, Mr. Chairman, we are proposing a clause in the Constitution protecting the ethnic minority.
Other demands at the hearing are the amendments in areas of resource control, fiscal guidance, EBS News.
Stakeholders at the Southwest Centre A Zonal Public Hearing of the House of Representatives Committee on the review of the 1999 Constitution has called for alterations that will reflect true federalism, state policing, and devolution of power, among others. EBS National Assembly correspondent Henrietta Momodu tells us this zone is made up of Lagos, Ogun, and Oyo State. The reports.
Lagos is a converging point for Southwest Zonal Centre A public hearing comprising Lagos, Ogun and Oyo states as the House of Representatives Committee on Constitution Review seeks input from Nigerians on alterations to the 1999 Constitution. While acknowledging the challenges involved in the Constitution review process, this zone urged the committee to be fair and factual as well as avoid sentiments. Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, emphasized the need for state policing to ameliorate insecurity faced in different parts of the country.
There is a just point on welfare of our citizens. Regarding the question of special about state police, people are giving different reasons, but it is a bit difficult. It's a bit difficult. I want to give you an example. Lagos State, at a time, engaged in insurance, life insurance for police officers. But how do I insure someone unless people move into illicit? Why should Lagos take out my money? Therefore, state policing is not about semantics. It is about protecting the people.
The Southwest Conference of Nigeria speakers stressed the need to capture the role of traditional rulers in the constitution of the nation. Just like in other zones, the Nigeria Labour Congress demands that labour matters should remain in the exclusive list, while other groups call for women inclusion, state creation, and local government autonomy.
This bill that seeks to alter the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria by specifically providing for seat reservations for women in both the national and state houses of assembly is important because if it passed, it will set Nigeria on the trajectory of inclusive development and accelerated progress. The reason why we are asking for affirmative action is because when you are lacking the act, you have to have affirmative action so that we can move forward, so that we can join the committee of nations and make sure that this country, this incredible, amazing country that the Lord has given us, takes its position in the committee of nations.
Chairman of the Southwest Centre A Zonal Committee earlier assured that the committee will be fair and transparent in delivering its mandate.
I want to ensure that this review reflects the diverse aspirations of our people and improve the principles of justice and equity. We are dedicated to ensuring that this process is transparent and that all stakeholders remain informed and engaged in this time of the year.
Henrietta Momodu, EBS News.
The Senate has asked Kogi Central Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan to stay away from its proceedings, saying the suspended lawmaker cannot resume yet. In a statement on Sunday, Senate spokesman Yemi Adaramodu insisted that there is no subsisting court order mandating the Senate to recall the lawmaker before the expiration of her suspension. Recently, the suspended lawmaker, who relied on a recent judgment delivered by Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court Abuja, vowed to resume Senate proceedings on Tuesday, the 22nd of July. However, the Senate spokesman argued that the judgment did not contain any positive or mandatory order directing the Senate to recall Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan prior to the end of her suspension. He said the Senate will, at the appropriate time, consider the advisory opinion of the court in both amending the standing orders of the Senate, her recall, and communicate same thereof to Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan. The All Progressives Congress candidates Joseph Ikpea for Edo Central Senatorial District and Omosade Ibinidio of Via Federal Constituency have emerged winners of the primary elections respectively. The election committee chairman described the conduct of the exercise during a press briefing as seamless and impressive. EBS Loki Osakwa-Maido, who was there, tells us more.
Chairman and Chief Returning APC Edo Central Senatorial Primary Election Committee, Ubuaja Stanley Ugwamaka, from the APC National Office, Abuja, stated that the electoral exercise conducted in 51 wards across 5 local governments to determine between the 2 aspirants, Glory Oziegbe Momodu and Joseph Igiagbe Ikpia, was seamless, and the result thereafter was announced at the senatorial headquarters, Ubuaja.
We have Honorable Glory Oziegbe Momodu and Honorable Joseph Igiagbe Ikpia. At the end of the exercise, we collected the results at the local government level. From the local government level, we proceeded to the headquarters of the senatorial district where the results were announced. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, based on the results with us, Honorable Joseph Igiagbe Ikpia emerged as the candidate of APC for Edo Central Senatorial election coming up on Saturday, 16th August 2025.
In the same vein, Chairman of the Ovia Federal Constituency Primary Election, Barrister Lucky Ajope Renewal, commended the impressive turnout of voters for the exercise.
The sole aspirant, Honorable Omosegun Aigbeledya, who now won the candidate for Ovia Northeast Upper Southwest Federal Constituency. It was, like I said earlier, a huge training exercise. The turnout was impressive. We people have many levels in conducting the exercise.
Edo State Chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Jared Tenebe, thanked the committees for conducting a hitch-free and fair primaries.
We should thank the committee for coming from Abuja to conduct this primary second to none. It was hitch-free and successful.
The results of both primaries were announced without objections, affirming Honorable Onosede Igbenedion, who was the sole aspirant for the Ovia Federal Constituency Primary Election winner with 5,819 votes out of 5,819 votes cast, and Joseph Igiagbe Ikpia, winner over Glory Oziegbe Momodu in the Edo Central Senatorial Primaries with 9,105 votes to 50 votes, emerging as the party's candidate for the August 16 by-elections, respectively. Lucky Osapa, Edo, EBS News.
Edo State government has dismissed claims that Governor Monday Okpebholo barred Labour Party's Peter Obi from visiting the state. In a press statement signed by the APC Publicity Secretary, Peter Uwadiaye, the government clarified that the governor's recent comments at a political event were misconstrued and politicized. And according to the statement, Governor Okpebholo never issued a ban on Obi's movement. Instead, he stressed the importance of advanced notice for high-profile visits in line with security protocols and his responsibility as Chief Security Officer of the state. The APC Publicity Secretary cited past security concerns during Obi's previous visit, emphasizing that such precautions are standard for all dignitaries, regardless of political affiliation. The statement urged the public to disregard false narratives and focus on the governor's real message, hinged on ensuring safety and maintaining public order. The chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Edo State Council, Comrade Festus Alenghe, has commended the governor, Monday Okpebholo, for the sponsorship of some members of Edo State Scout Association to the 16th World Scout Moot in Portugal. Comrade Alenghe was speaking at the farewell ceremony organized for Edo State Scout contingents attending the Scout Moot. Gloria Osuma has the details.
Comrade Festus Alenghe, who was Headquarters Commissioner in charge of publicity at Edo State Scout Council, said the governor's gesture to the Scout Association will go a long way in the history of scouting activities in the world. He urged participants to the World Scout Moot in Portugal to be good ambassadors of Nigeria. Comrade Alenghe told them to participate in all the activities in the Scout Moot with zeal, adding that it is an avenue for Scout members all over the world to interact freely.
I believe in scouting activities and this will be sustained. So for all those who are traveling to Europe, I wish you the best of luck. Please be a good ambassador of Nigeria. We want you to compete favorably with other activities, with other nationals in leadership of the Scout Association in Edo State.
The functioning permanent secretary, Ministry of Youth and Humanitarian Affairs, Ayabeni Balogun Aino, said the Scout Association is one of the foremost voluntary organizations and has been involved in molding young ones positively. Edo State Scout Commissioner Emmanuel Esene said Scouting is an international organization with the aim to develop the potentials of young ones. He said the World Scout Mood is a program for the youth wing of Scouts which holds every 4 years, adding that the 2025 Scout Mood will hold in Portugal from 25th July 2025 to 3rd August 2025. Edo State Council, Comrade Aliu Akohia, said the Scout Association is an affiliate of the National Youth Council of Nigeria that is the umbrella body of all registered youth organizations in Nigeria. The Scout Farewell events, which took place at the Obakenzo of the 2nd Scout Camp in Benin City, had in attendance top Scout leaders across Edo State. Gloria Osuma, EBS News.
The Edo State government has appointed Anto Lekki as Senior Special Assistant in Tourism and Creative Economy to the Governor, Monday Opolo. The move is aimed at boosting the state's cultural and entertainment profile. Anto Lekki, a former Big Brother Niger semi-finalist, brings experience in media, tourism promotion, and cultural advocacy, and she has worked with international tourism brands and anchored travel programs. With the return of the Bini Bronzes and new museums opening soon, the state sees her appointment as a strategic step in driving growth in tourism and the creative economy. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SARAP, and 4 concerned Nigerians have filed a lawsuit against the government of President Bola Tinubu over its failure to publish the reports of the forensic audit carried out on the Niger Delta Development Commission. According to SARAP, this report implicated top officials and politicians in the disappearance of 6 trillion naira from the agency between 2001 and 2019. The development was disclosed in a statement by SARAP's Deputy Director, Kolawole Oluwadare, on Sunday. And former President Muhammadu Buhari had, in 2019, ordered the forensic audit following widespread allegations of grand corruption within the NDDC. SARAP stated that more recently, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, alleged that the wife of a former minister received 48 billion naira over 12 months to train Niger Delta women. Reached the halfway mark. You can watch EBS on Star Times, channel 113, GoTV, channel 141, and terrestrial, channel 45. For the latest news and information, be sure to visit our website at ebsng.com. Join the conversation and listen live at ebsng.com/radio. Subscribe to EBS on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and X at EBS Benin. This news is reaching you live from EBS Radio, Benin City, Edo State. Still to come, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and DLEA has arrested a wanted 60-year-old drug kingpin. Details of this, always after the break.
Broadcasting Service, 95.7 FM. News.
The Edo State government has taken a bold stand against crime. The governor, Senator Monday Okporo, has signed into law the Kidnapping Prohibition Amendment Law 2025, bringing stricter penalties to eliminate kidnapping in our state. The law provides death penalty for convicted kidnappers and accomplices with their properties rented or owned, confiscated and destroyed. Following the Governor Okporo's zero tolerance for crime, the Secret Court and Similar Activities Prohibition Law 2025 is now in effect. Sponsors of secret court activities shall face 21 years in prison, harbourers of cultists 10 years imprisonment as property demolition awaits you. Anyone convicted for court-related killings shall also face the full wrath of the law, which is death penalty. Beware, crime will not be tolerated anywhere in Edo State. Report suspected criminal activities around your neighborhood today. Edo must be safe. Edo must be great. Truly, a new Edo has risen. This message is brought to you by the Edo State government.
Edo Broadcasting Service, 95.7 FM. News.
Welcome back to the news at dawn. Going right back into the details, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has arrested a wanted 60-year-old drug kingpin, ending 6 years of evading the law. NDLEA's Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, disclosed this in a statement on Sunday. He said the suspect was caught while attempting to transport large quantities of cocaine and methamphetamine to the southeast zone and other parts of the country. The suspect, who had been on the wanted list of the NDLEA since 2019, was eventually nabbed at his hideout in the Sherry area of Lagos on the 13th of July. Medical experts at the International SOS have raised an alarm over increasing cases of non-communicable diseases at workplaces in Africa. In a statement on Sunday titled "The Hidden Health Crisis Threatening Africa's Workforce and Business Continuity," the International SOS said NCDs are rapidly emerging as one of the most significant threats to workforce health, productivity, and operational resilience across Africa. The statement said, often going undetected until it's too late, these chronic conditions, including cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, and hypertension, are fueling a silent crisis in workplaces. And according to findings, NCDs are responsible for a staggering 32% loss in productivity across the continent, adding that many of these diseases disappropriately and disproportionately affect younger working age individuals, undermining their ability to perform and contribute effectively to the workforce. It said the findings underscore the urgent need for proactive health management to safeguard workforce well-being and business continuity. And still on health, a public health expert, Dr. Hamid Adedino, has linked the increasing cases of early menopause among modern women to lifestyle changes, particularly a decline in childbirth compared to previous generations. Dr. Adedino, who serves as the Senior Program Manager and Team Lead of Menstrual Health Initiatives at Population Services International, PSI Nigeria, made the statement during the opening of a 2-day media capacity building workshop held in Lagos. And Dr. Adedino explained that reproductive patterns play a major role in determining when women experience menopause, noting that a woman is born with about 2 million eggs, but only 400 are released in her lifetime. And he added that pregnancy, breastfeeding naturally pause menstruation to help to prevent eggs and delay menopause. President Bola Tinubu on Sunday said the blessings of the late Awujale and paramount ruler of Ijebuland, Oba Sikiru Adetona, was instrumental to his emergence as president in 2023. Tinubu stated this when he joined family members and other distinguished personalities on the 8th day Fidel prayers for the late monarch. At the event, Tinubu described the late Awujale as a moral compass whose reign contributed to the social, economic, and political development of Yoruba land and Nigeria in general. Christian Christian faithful have been admonished to create room for God's presence, guidance, and growth in their lives. The President Habitation Church of God International, Reverend Tuluani Aderibibe, gave the admonition on Sunday when he delivered a sermon titled Create Room in Benin City. And this report is presented from our studios.
Reverend Aderibibe lamented that only a handful of believers stepped out of their comfort zones to create room for Christ in their lives. He also decried the praise for materialism and worldly possession by Nigerians. The man of God noted that the size of the room a believer creates for God in his life is the measure of his usefulness to mankind. Reverend Aderibibe admonished believers in Christ to refrain from all ungodly ways and worship Him in truth and in spirit. He reminded the congregation that man was created to praise and worship God in truth and in spirit. Highlight was the presentation of Thanksgiving offering by individuals and groups present.
There you have it. That concludes the news at dawn. Before we go, here's a look at some of our top stories. Marginalized groups in Edo, Delta, and Bayelsa have demanded constitutional inclusion. The Inspector General of Police has pledged security for retired officers' pension protest. Experts have warned of rising hypertension and diabetes in the workplace. As edited by Justin Abel. Once again, thank you for listening. My name is Gasato Sony. Good morning.
Edo Broadcasting Service, 95.7 FM. News.
Yo, what's going on? This is Drizzy J.
Hi, this is Rihanna.
Hey, what's up? This is Ludacris.
What's up, y'all? This is Nicki Minaj. I'm Ariana Grande. That's Cardi B. What's up? It's Megan Thee Stallion.
Now listen to 95.7 FM, the Star Station. 95.7 FM. Yes, the Star Station. From the Asian City of Hong comes the Purple Broadcast. The Star Station. BS. Charger you don't need. You're stuck in traffic, and we're stuck with you. Welcome to Drive O'Clock, the show that understands your traffic pain and makes it funny. We've got gist, real talk, community buzz, and just enough drama to keep things spicy. So if you're gonna be stuck in traffic, at least be stuck with the best crew on radio.
This one, Drive O'Clock, with the DPO of the airwaves, Sadiq Talakawa, and it reach you live from 95.7 FM Benin, ABS Radio. If you touch the dial, you go collect.
o'clock every 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Weekdays on 95.7 FM EBS Radio.
The Edo State Emergency Management Agency. We dey save life, we dey secure the future. Edo State mission na to make sure say the life and property of everybody for the state safe well and to make sure say communities no dey get wahala at all. With the sharp answer wey we dey carry follow body if wahala and katakata dey happen. Edo State dey handle wahala like heavy erosion wey dey destroy, fire, rain and breeze wey dey scatter everywhere. Katakata wey concern community, the ones wey people wey dey carry gun dey cause, accident for road and the one wey dey happen for water. Any kind of wahala wey be say no be even human being dey cause, e just happen for your own. Buildings wey dey fall, wahala and accident wey dey happen for construction site. Any kind of accident at all. Even the one where erosion take the scatter ground where Oyibo dey call gully. Edo State get people wey dey represent them for the whole 18 local government for Edo State with the local emergency management committee. For all sharp emergency answer wey you dey find from inside the state, make you call 739 free of charge to talk to us, or you fit green us for our phone number wey be 0807 041 9855 or 0814 084 8899. Now Edo State put hand for this message.
Each night in the nation, stories develop. And no matter where or how you end your day, EBS is there, doing what it takes to keep you safe and informed. That's why August 4th history begins. EBS Tonight is not just another news show, it's a 2-hour, no-holds-barred, non-stop news takeover. Interviews, reports, analyses, sports. We're not playing catch-up. We set the pace. From the streets of your city to the ears of the world. This is where major stories break. This is where the truth hits harder. And if you're not tuned in, you're missing the future of news. EBS Tonight. We don't just report it. It's more than news.
This is Jersey Drake.
Hi, this is Rihanna.
Hey, what's up? This is Ludacris.
What's up, y'all? This is Nicki Minaj. Hey, I'm Ariana Grande. Yo, this is Cardi B. What's up? It's Megan Thee Stallion.
Now listen to 95.7 FM, the Star Station.
Good morning, Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria, the world. It's another beautiful day. It's another beautiful Monday. We get to chase the Monday blues away with this one. It's the morning drive, and we got the dream team right here. Everyone is right here on the table. Let's start from my left-hand side now, shall we? Good morning, Suleiman Alede.
So that's your left.
Yeah, that's my left.
Good morning. Good to be back again.
All right, and of course, good morning to you, Desmond. Good morning, AJ. Good morning, Benin City. And St. Patrick, good morning.
Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Nigeria.
And Sugar Baby.
Good morning, Nigeria.
It's what you used to say. Super
Califragilisticexpialidocious morning. Say that again. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious morning.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
It's song that it means to have overwhelming or great morning.
I think it's from Sound of Music.
Yeah, it sounds
from
like
the famous Sound of Music.
Yes, it is.
All right. Let's go straight into it. We're starting straight off with the papers today. But before we go on, MTN has something rather interesting for you. MTN is doing a thing. It's called the Mega Billion Promo, and plenty of Nigerians are winning big, and you could be next. You don't have to call MTN to claim your prize. If you're a winner, they'll call or text you directly. So keep an eye on your phone, because your number could make you richer. And every weekday at 7 p.m., loads of Nigerians are getting the chance to win with prizes up to 5 million naira daily and 10 million naira weekly. And plenty of other cash prizes. Anyone could be the winner. Trust me. And to join, simply dial star 900 hash on your MTN line, then every recharge of 100 naira or more will earn you more points and boost your chances to win at 7 p.m. and that's yellow o'clock. And if you don't have an MTN line yet, you should. Because this promo won't last forever. And while I'm talking, I currently recharged again Because, well, it's morning, but it's going to be 5 p.m. soon, and, that's when they start counting points for the day. But no worries, if you recharge after 5 p.m., then those points will count towards your chances for tomorrow. So don't miss your opportunity to win big. The MTN Mega Billion promo ends on the 21st of September, so go make a difference with your recharge today, and you might just win big in the MTN Mega Billion promo. And of course, T's and C's apply. That's terms and conditions. Visit mtn.ng for more details. Yeah.
All right, let's kick off with what was trending on social media during the weekend, because this is why I actually love Mondays. A lot of things are always happening on the weekend, and that's what actually makes Monday well cooked on our morning show, obviously. So we're going to start with Peter Obi. Peter Obi celebrated his birthday during the weekend. He clocked 64. Yeah. And also other things actually happened concerning or related or revolving around him. Kaduna State Police Command halted a proposed rally organized by supporters of the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi, citing security threats and the risk of public disorder. Now, the rally was planned to mark Obi's birthday and was called off following intelligence report indicating that certain criminal elements are planning to infiltrate and hijack the proposed rally, using it as a platform to cause disruption, incite violence, and also disturb the prevailing public peace in the state. So this actually happened in the north in Kaduna. Still revolving around Peter Obi, we have the People's Democratic Party. Chill. The People's Democratic Party admitted that they're making effort to bring back the Labour Party 2023 presidential candidate, that is Peter Obi, into the party. They made this known this was actually made known by the Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Ibrahim Abdullahi. And he described Peter Obi as a valuable political asset, capable of boosting the party's electoral chances if reunited with the platform. So PDP is optimistic to see Peter Obi back into the party. Now, moving away from that to the east, we have Anambra PDP governorship candidate Jude Ezenwafo, shot by unknown gunmen in Abuja. Yes, Jude Ezenwafo, the People's Democratic Party governorship candidate for the upcoming Anambra State election, scheduled for November 8, 2025, was reportedly shot by unknown gunmen in Abuja. Tragedy, I must say. Now moving to national stories. They have finally launched the Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Conference Center, and Sheikh Tinubu was there. Well, some people that actually attended the event or the launching have some comments to say concerning it. Now we have Comrade Deji Adeyaju. He said that he attended the Sheyi Vodi party yesterday at ICC, and he felt so sorry for this country, Nigeria. He said the air conditioning was not working, and he's convinced that 5 billion naira was not put into the place for repairs, and at most 3 billion naira was put in it. But what happened at the place that they cannot even have a good air conditioning, according to him? That is what he's saying. So he's actually so disappointed that despite them using 39 billion naira to refurbish the center, and yet air conditioning was unable to work.
And he has fun.
Did he have fun? I'm sure he did.
He said he did.
I would like to say, even if he had fun, 39 billion is not
Benz.
It's not just
If you knew the party they're talking about, you understand that he's trying to be just, deflect himself, and he had fun. Take it from there. Everybody, they were all there. They were all there. Even included the president's son. So he had fun.
if air conditions didn't work,
Maybe it failed on the day. Yeah, perhaps it failed on the day. We've all been to ICC Center and from ICC. And it always works. And perhaps no one would have paid for a venue when you have an effective AC. It does happen. So, out of it, even anyone in the world, sometimes the air conditioner is
for renovation of even ICC that has been built before, it's 39 billion. It's just,
under whose purview?
it's too much.
Who's in charge of the ICC?
Yes, Wiki. He did a renovation.
No, I'm asking who's in charge. So that is under FCT, right?
Yes.
Oh, great. So, you know Deji and yes, you know what? You know that they have a thing, both of them. So you see where we headed. So the AC just went off perhaps maybe for a moment because we saw that they all had fun. No one was sweating at the end of the day. And we just think yes, and weekend maybe they're not in good terms at the moment. So he decided to use that bit of merit to exaggerate what's happening.
But on the issue, even before now, I'd questioned the 39 billion. It was too much for renovation of a particular structure or infrastructure.
So you understand.
Okay. All right, still talking about huge funds. Huge funds. The federal government of Nigeria has commenced with the 10 billion naira solar mini grid project to power the presidential villa. They're planning to use 10 billion naira to empower the presidential villa. What do you have to say about this?
I don't know. Okay, that's me. Everybody's going solar. I mean, is the way to go. I'm not against it, but what I'm against is the idea from the federal government again, saying they're going to ban the importation of solar panels. Yeah. So that's my idea.
I think I'm coming late on that. Is that really from the government?
Yes, they said so. I know they're using it to still empower the presidential villa.
Who is they? Who said that?
I cannot put a name, but I know that the federal government.
We didn't make news.
We mentioned it here on the morning drive. I think it was like last month we said that.
What I know, before this news you guys had given to me, because I think I'm running late on it, is that the government actually put what you call a big, tax holiday on solar panels and batteries. That's what I know. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't think you've bought any of these lately. And that is why lithium batteries all of a sudden crashed. So if you bought lithium batteries 2 years ago, you'll be so shocked when you're buying lithium batteries. And now the price has even gone down. So you'll be wondering, what did happen? I thought that everything goes up. So this one that you're telling me is news to me. And I need to come back on this because now you can't even tell me who made the announcement, from which agency, which ministry, who is speaking to us telling us that panels have been banned. Until I get to see that.
And they are going to, not how they are going to.
Let's not bring all this. You didn't get the meat of the story. Perhaps they are telling you that they can now manufacture them here. At that time, maybe when they get to that in a month time, they'll be able to manufacture them here. In any case,
yes, it was importation, they said. Yes, let's rephrase that. That was importation of solar.
Let me tell you something as news people. There are some stories you hear, you know is fake. In Wike's voice, fake. So from the beginning, from the one, we big on lithium in Nigeria. Yes. And that is why some of those people who come in, especially the Asians, who come to mine lithium here, they have some kind of reprieve given to them because Nigeria, very soon, the batteries, it's just like cocoa. When you come, you take cocoa from Ghana and Nigeria, and ultimately we can't even afford the chocolates.
True.
So it's the same thing that they try to
currently with Nigeria and in Kaduna State precisely, Obasani builds one of the largest lithium factories in Africa. But just to throw something into that, the federal government has said, this was on a Punch newspaper, just jumping away, the federal government has said that the plan to ban the importations of the photovoltaic solar panels into Nigeria will not take immediate effect. And the managing director, the chief executive officer of the Rural Electrification Agency, Aban Liu, told the newspaper exclusively that the government is not contemplating banning solar panel imports now. So that was actually in the newspapers. But my own fear is out of sight, out of mind, right? Once there's electricity, of course you do need electricity to run daily activities, so of course they will need stable supply. But however, doesn't this now cause like some sort of disconnect between what the average person is feeling based on electricity constitution and national what's taking place, you know? So it's like almost distancing yourself from reality.
No, not at all. I think it'll get to a point where almost everyone will be able to afford it, and that's just the truth. What I see here is the fear of the, or the death, not fear, the death of discourse. And
Yes, that's right.
It will get to that point, because almost every house, whether it's 1 year or more, that is there, they have at least a panel, and it will get to that point where people, for instance, for the past how many days now, I haven't, the light where I live is fluctuating, and we just switched off and said, oh, keep your electricity before you destroy our thing, and we've been on our batteries, and no one felt any, because the worry here, or not even worry, haven't you noticed that now we have companies who have gone into provision of electricity, renewed electricity for communities. Now, building solar plants, for instance, in an estate, and you all are charged monthly to getting out of the, what's that word, national grid. National grid that is always collapsing, so you hold it to yourself. So, we woke up Sunday and telephone was the sole preserve of the very, very rich.
Yes.
You could pay to get a line and not get that line for about 2 years. You make friends with Nitel staff, you do the trip back and forth, and you never get a line. And now, I don't know what's left of Nitel. Just almost the same thing now. They've been trying to rejig post from the postal service, which I pray it does work, because we still need the postal service all over the world. Every time I still send mails, I still send parcels. It's a shame that our postal services is still a little bit shaky, but lately I think they have this collaboration with SpeedF, and it's a shame to think that some of those who actually set up SpeedF were actually once upon a time staff of Nitel. So the question is, why is it that when we leave the government establishment agencies, whatever we lay our hands, that is so similar to what we did.
It flourishes.
So the thing is either on the government or on those managing the government agencies.
I think those managing the government agencies.
Okay, moving away from that till the UK, we have British Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch is under fire after wrongly claiming her children cannot get Nigerian citizenship because she's a woman. Now, in an interview with CNN, Badenoch suggested Nigeria's law prevented her from passing citizenship to her children, using this argument to justify her hardline immigration stance in the UK.
I don't like Kemi Badenoch. She's always making Nigeria seem
She's always blasting Nigeria.
Eric or so defunct, and it's I find it very strange. First of all, I consider her an Uncle Tom. If anyone knows the meaning of that saying, she's basically just playing to what the white man wants to hear. I'm not trying to sound racist, but still, I think, that's what she's doing.
Because anyone who's racist here is Kemi.
It's Kemi, yeah.
Somebody you can be racist even though you're black. She's racist.
It's just so bad.
And that is all from what actually transpired on socials.
No, something happened in the weekend before we get to the newspaper. I find it funny.
Okay.
Who knows? I mean, of course, we all know Coldplay. We love Coldplay, right? So recently, during a Coldplay concert, there was a little problem that happened.
The CEO
was caught. A special someone, and I can imagine how many times he has gaslit his wife at home, telling her nothing is happening. Well, the post went viral. The video of the CEO allegedly cozying up with his head of human resources, and the band's kiss cam. So basically, what a kiss cam is, it's when you're all in the crowd, the camera goes around to find really memorable moments. So you go to people who are looking cozy together. You can, if you're a couple, you can then be asked to maybe kiss in front of the camera. So this didn't end very well for the guy, and he came out apologizing. His name is Andy Byron. He's the CEO of a tech firm, Astronomer, and he's now under formal investigation by the company's board after he was allegedly caught, with his company HR chief. So to men out there, be careful.
I tell them I tell you guys, as if you want to do it, go outside. Do it, okay?
Go outside.
Not that. Not that. Because you're certain leave. He's been placed on leave.
Yes.
Pause for leave. I think I should do that anytime I catch anyone like that. Yeah, I put you on I suspend you. But anyway, I think, first, Coldplay, I want to say well done. It's a shame that very kind incident hasn't actually made us appreciate my dear old Coldplay playing in Boston, Mass. Because that was another beautiful concert. Everywhere and anywhere Coldplay goes, it's always a hit. And well, coming back to Byron and his HR chief. And again, do you know why that is even very, very grave? It's because again, HR. If you know what HR means, your HR and the CEO is as good as the company in his past.
We didn't really see them doing anything scandalous.
That is the reaction. It was the reaction.
Excuse me.
They know they were caught.
They said a kiss. Listen, even if you didn't see it, I read that. I followed that story. And you know, even though I missed the solar panel story, I follow stories. And what did they call it? A kiss?
Yeah, a kiss.
Kiss cam. They did not kiss.
No, but watch the way they ran away from the camera.
They didn't kiss.
They've probably been kissing.
They kissed. They were just cuddling. He was trying to warm her up from behind.
No, but they ran away from the camera. Now, this is the whole Adam and Eve story.
I need you to help me here. No, did you hear what she said?
Yeah, I did. From behind.
Jesus.
Have you been lately been warmed up by a colleague? Maybe very cordial warming up. Something about us.
I'm not here, so I don't know.
Something about us.
I need to know how it's done. But after this, you know, just send me and put me through.
Alright, so
Patrick doesn't say anything. It looks like Patrick has been like that.
yeah, sure. Alright, so we're done with what's trending, and yeah, we're getting straight into the dailies right now. If you're just joining us, welcome. It's the morning drive, and we've got the newspapers here. Different headlines, very catchy. And of course, I'll just throw out the numbers right now for you to leave your reactions on our WhatsApp. We're not taking your reactions on the phone calls right yet. 0904-436-2225. Be a part of the program. Tell your friends to listen online and stream. You can watch us. Look at what shirt I'm wearing today in the office. It's ABS Benin, ABS Radio. You can just check us out on Facebook or streaming as well. Going straight into it, I've got the Vanguard newspaper here, and going straight into the headlines for today. We have Katsina Governor Rada escapes death in road accident. Katsina Governor Rada escapes death in road accident. Let's go to that story. The Katsina State Governor, Malam Diko Umar Rada, has escaped unhurt after being involved in a minor road accident in the Dara-Katsina Road earlier this evening. The governor's chief press secretary, Ibrahim Kala Mohammed, said Malam Rada was on official duty when the incident occurred. In a statement, Mr. Mohammed said the governor is in good health, sustained no serious injuries, and remains in high spirits. Governor Rada had expressed gratitude for what he described as a divine protection and thanked the people of Katsina and other well-wishers for their prayers and concerns. So, was it due to bad roads? Was it due to rough driving?
It's not what we wish anybody casualties by accident or by any means. It's not what we wish anybody. But I always talk about governments always do what you need to. These are, like I said, minor road accident. But you can see that it is due to the bad nature of that road. That's where that thing happened.
Also, I just clamor for safer driving also.
Yeah.
You know.
And sometimes too, when they are going with their cover, you see them
they speed because of they're high profile people. They can't really be on the road for so long, so they tend to move faster.
If you actually want to move faster, then fix the road so it'll be smooth.
God, I think if there's anything I don't want to be a part of, is that convoy.
God, it's scary.
It is.
Yeah,
It is. No. It is
other stories here. INEC rejects appointments of SDP acting chairman, queries constitutionality. Still, we have a second attack on Edo Catholic Seminary exposes police incompetence. Second attack on Edo Catholic Seminary exposes police incompetence. Let's go into that story a little bit. The Human Rights Writers Association, HURWA, has slammed the Nigerian police force and security agencies over their failure to prevent another deadly attack on the Immaculate Conception Minor Seminary in Issaquah East local government area of Edo State, describing it as evidence of gross incompetence. Gunmen stormed the seminary, recently killing a security guard and abducting 3 seminarians, and the second such attack in the institution in recent months. And the incident has further heightened fears over the growing insecurity in the state. In a strongly worded statement signed by Comrade Emmanuel Onwubiko, HURWA's national coordinator, the group accused security forces in the state of disgraceful lack of capacity in protecting ordinary citizens. And that's
the last of that happened in that same school in October last year, and where some students were kidnapped and one of the Reverend Fathers, and I think the Reverend Father was killed in the process, and all these students were released, and this just happened again last week here, and 3 students were kidnapped. It's so sad because people now get scared in trying to have their children go to seminary schools for spiritual training and all that. Like the paper reads, I do not know why the police actually are there. I had thought that after that thing happened last year, that security in Agani border and its environs will be beefed up to secure these students. Yeah, it's just so sad.
It is. Still, we have court orders UNILAG to reinstate sacked lecturer. Court orders UNILAG to reinstate sacked lecturer. For what was he sacked and why? The National Industrial Court sitting in Lagos has ordered the University of Lagos, UNILAG, to reinstate a former lecturer, Mr. Bamishaye Umutola, whose employment was terminated on July 6, 2021 over an allegation of sexual harassment. Delivering judgments in suit number NICN-LA/441/2021, Justice Ikechi Nwineka held the claimant's appointment as lecturer was still valid and subsistent contrary to the university's claim. Alright, still naughty lecturers, caught or not, late Awujale stood for revalidation of the June 12th polls. Also, we have a voice joining us in the morning, right here on the show, The Morning Drive. We've got Chris and Abs. Good morning. Welcome.
Well, good morning, London City. Good morning, Nigeria. Yeah, good morning, the world. It's a brand new time, brand new day.
So we're looking at the Vanguard newspapers.
Yeah, Vanguard is one of the top-notch papers over time. Good stories there. Good morning, MD.
Good morning, Sulai.
No, say, I grew up in the barracks, and
I know you understand. I also know, because the other day I was going, sorry to cut you there, I was going and I said to someone on the car, I said, this used to be Mami Market.
yeah.
And the guy looked at me, I think, yes, I knew the story. I think even before NAFTA, there was a mosque here.
Yeah,
there was a church here, St. Patrick's, not this Patrick.
Yeah, not this Patrick.
It's called, yeah, sure. All of the place. I have Ikubahil on my parents.
It's your place now. I wonder why Chris know all of this, knowing about the history of Rama Pagan.
He's told you that his father is a retired soldier.
No, I'm talking about his age.
From Nigeria. He's also a proud legionnaire today. So he's a bad guy. If you knew what they call Makaranta, that is
Makaranta. Yeah, sure.
Barracks. So I knew about the Mami Market and the barracks and all that. So about his age, hey, come on, that's your family.
Don't make me look like I'm an old man. I know how this game began.
You're just looking at your hair sometimes. Hey, come on.
This is a special time.
Let's formally welcome Chris. Chris is part of our morning show. The morning show gets
John, we're welcome. Nice. What's up to your brother? How's it going?
Thank you. Alright, so of course we are still looking at the different headlines here. I see a very pretty lady. I know I might get attacked with the governor. Apollo appoints BB Niger's Anto Lekki as SSA Tourism. I really love this picture that they're using here. I love the content. I love the picture. It's a very, very nice picture with the beads. And anyways, going to the story, Munirat Antoinette Lekki, popularly known as Anto Lekki, has been appointed Senior Special Assistant SSA on Tourism and Creative Economy to Edo State by the Governor, Senator Monday Opolo. Munirat's appointment was conveyed in a statement signed by the Secretary to Edo State Government, Umaru Musa Hilo, Esquire. The appointment is strategic to put Edo on the forefront of tourism and create economy in Nigeria and globally.
And in all of that, first you decided to talk about a picture. It's good. That's part of tourism.
Tourism, yeah.
What are you like in the dogs? She's beautiful, she's intelligent, beauty, brains, and we have them in abundance here in Edo State. And it's one of the best things the governor has also just done. And keep in mind, if you look at the names and faces in his cabinet, we have young people, everywhere. And trust me, so far they're doing very, very well. We can't wait to see what Anto Lekki will be bringing, to the table. And as we always say, EBS is home to everyone who's a positive development.
Yes, just to add to what Suleiman said, Edo State actually is blessed. We got from the south to the central to the north. A lot of tourist attraction. There are some villages you need to go and see some natural resources that will be unearthed. And particularly if you go to the Edo North, no wonder the former governor Oshomole did Opepe. There are a lot of things you can find from the central too. And of course, Edo South too. I think a lot of things too. Of course, still we have one killed in renewed Benue Cross River communal crisis. Tragic there. Buhari's family thank Nigerians and the world leaders for outpouring support, of course, during the burial. And over here we still have at the bottom right here 62 vandals arrested as army confiscates over 350,000 liters of stolen crude oil. And we also have restriction order on Gov's media chiefs dignitaries to attend Lateef Japande's memorial lecture on July 23rd in Lagos. So those are all the interesting stories I've got here. Let's really look at what we have from the Punch newspaper. We have this punching headline here. Said race to 2027. PDP's flag bearer party begins after Atiku's exit. And they're looking forward to see who will be PDP's flag bearer for 2027 and after Atiku's exit from the People's Democratic Party, PDP. And moving forward, we have Nigeria spent over $3.6 billion annually on foreign healthcare under Buhari. Okabolo slams will be as Edo movement ban ignites backlash. And NAS showdown, Senate draws battle lines over Natasha's return. Still talking about Natasha. And 1,000 athletes arrive at Abuja for African Karate Championship. And doctors to begin nationwide strike Thursday. Overstaffing stalls 17,000 naira minimum wage in Borno. And looking at the metro, 27-year-old Delta man nabbed for lover's death. Police probe killing of 300-level Rivers Varsity students, and NDLA seizes Pakistan bound drug consignments, arrest drug kingpin. University student arrested after accident claims couple. Tension as Curtis kill Rivers chief in community invasion. And looking at business, Enugu crashes ban
tariff to 160 kilowatts, 160 naira per kilowatt, and Enugu crashes ban electricity tariff to 160 naira per kilowatt. And now slips to 1,532.34 cabo to $1 despite CB intervention, and Get rolls out global contest with $6 million in prizes. And in politics, those pushing for VP slot for Obi only want to run him, and that's coming from Labour Party chieftain. 2026 Osun people have been out strength, and it's coming from Adeleke. Peter Obi's travel ban unacceptable. ADC blast Edo governor. And that's what you can find from the Punch newspaper of today. An ADC coalition formed on solid legal grounds, and spokesman is speaking there. And Senate wants Natasha to stay away from National Assembly. And I wonder why they want Natasha to stay away from the National Assembly.
Yes, to me, I don't understand. And where I don't know. This is not democracy, if you ask me. I think she went in court, and she should resume. Of course, she said, and I quote, that she wrote a letter to the House of Senate that I'm coming on Tuesday. I understand. Of course, taken away from 6 months. How many days do you have to have function as a senator in your constituency in the calendar year of the Senate? So taking 6 months away from her, I don't think it's fair to the Kogi people.
And also depriving them from
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's what?
Yeah, I think the ruling by the verdict given by Justice Binta Eyako of the Federal High Court in Abuja gave birth to all these the Senate not agreeing that she should resume, because the Senate President has appealed the verdict that it's not that she didn't give a definite day or date for her to resume, that it was still subject to consideration, that ruling was not definite, that it was an advisory rule, so that it is subject to the Senate President and the Senate itself to agree whether or to tell her when and when to resume. But since Apoti, she's not giving in. She has said that she's resuming tomorrow.
What are we going to see tomorrow? Are we going to see security trying to throw her out? Are we going to see it devolve into because that's what I'm thinking.
Yes, I do not think, trust me, nothing security agencies will be on our side.
Definitely not.
They will not be on our side.
I love Natasha. She's still doing her work. She's doing her job. Even when she's been suspended, she's still doing her job, still representing her people, and still making them happy. And it's a great thing to see a lady like Natasha still working. Although they stopped her from representing her people, asking her not to introduce herself as a senator.
It's a funny country. One of them will say, Fana has different acronyms for this. Now, this one has gone to court, and like you said, this one, Justice Yanko said, okay, resume your duty. Now,
and also pay a certain fine.
So, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't know. Is it Akpabio versus Natasha or something? I don't know. Our judicial system too is to be questioned in some of these judgments they give. It is also sequel to the Labour Party judgment between the Julius Arboris faction and the other faction. You know, they give a judgment that cannot say this is what. And so at the end of the day, both parties still do not agree, because so the judiciary should be I think they've lost the stem. They lost they have somehow and also I don't know, sound like Ruben Abati now. I don't know, but the thing is really I'm pissed with all these things, and the law has said it, let X be X and let Y be Y. So I don't know why they're saying XY should remain like that.
That's my take on this whole issue.
But before we continue, let's do something. Because now you left the studio a while ago. You said you were sitting your seat to Chris. That is wrong. And now you're here, and I'm being, someone is taking us apart. Asking us why did we put you far off. So I think this is your seat. Come over here.
It's right here live.
I think it's a kind of coordination now. Okay.
I think Tutu and the others watching now, I think you're okay.
As a Tutu, come on to you.
You can stream us live on Facebook, and you can see what exactly is going on in the studio. Now we've got someone standing in the corner, and
where MD said Tutu, I remember those days, putting out by Tutu, Tracy, I won't go there.
Alright, so we still have the dailies right here, and I've still got some papers with me.
Okay, let me quickly look at this day newspaper first. Very fast. Okay, we have this Tinubu within hours and lost 2 men ahead in high esteem last Sunday. And he was late Awujale and says he was more than a royal father to him, principled and fearless, and says he predicted he will win 2023 presidential poll and future elections. And that's coming from the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We have this Buhari's passing. It's an irreparable loss. It's pain beyond words, says family. Thanks to Tinubu, Shetima King of England orders for rule in burial, says it is a comforting, and federal government honors late president at National Memorial Service. You'll find full details on page 5. And above we have Senate Bank emerges Nigeria's best bank at Euromoney Awards for Excellence 2025. And still looking at this day newspaper, let's look at some of the vital story we can find here. And looking at page 5, we have World Bank gas flaring created 389 million tons of carbon pollution in 2024. And on the right, we have Nigeria records 12% increase despite efforts to curb emission.
I think, the other story which would look like the big story which you read earlier, talking about the backlash back and forth with the governor of Edo State, between the governor of Edo State, or the statements of the governor of Edo State on Peter Obi. A lot of people have been writing and been speaking on this one, and the very latest is from one of Nigeria's legal minds, Libros Oshoma, who has penned something that has actually changed the narrative. And this morning on front page news analysis, we're reaching out to Libros to make sense of what he's said so far. Libros, good morning, and thanks for being with us here on EBS.
There are certain politics is going to come up together. So these are statements, these are outlets that politicians will, always try to take over. Don't be surprised that the two of them will say, meet each other tomorrow and shake hands and laugh at the people who are quarreling over them. And that's why Peter Obi himself has not made any statement in that regard. Because you remember, in 2011 or so, when Peter Obi was brought up in Anambra State, and came into his state without informing him, and we all know what happened to them. It is not a place really to inform a colleague that look at visiting your state for some distance, and so I would visit you in some place. To provide security doesn't go with other ways. If the other goes around the state, when people around the government, we saw the same thing that basically told Oshimole. Anytime as a former governor, anytime you are coming into my state, as the chief security officer of the state, I should be informed. Because if anything happens to you, certainly I will not be blamed. Alright? And we saw that time, saw the crisis that happened at the airport. You know, and all of that. You know, people are so political. But certainly, it is the responsibility of the state to provide security for people who are political investors.
Alright, I do have a question for you, though. I do have a question. Well, you've actually explained it perfectly well, and I'm sure Nigerians will understand, but there's not quite of a confusion as APC Chairman Jared Tenebe said he actually has hatred for Peter Obi. He said that Peter Obi can't come to Edo without permission from Governor Okpebholo because of the kind of hatred that people have for him in Edo State, including himself. Many of us have hatred, many of them rather, have hatred for him. This was actually said by Jared Tenebe, so there's confusion.
That statement by Jared should be condemned. The politicians shouldn't be telling us that they have hatred for their opponents. You can tolerate your opponent because in politics, all you have is interest, permanent interest. There are no permanent friends or permanent enemies. The same Jared that is talking to me, I can tell you, Peter Obi becomes jumps into APC tomorrow, becomes the president of Nigeria. That same Jared will tell you that he has always loved him. So today Jared is with the governor, and so he will pander to the hopes and purposes. That's why governors don't have quality advice, because the people that are around them are sympathetic. So you can't speak for the people, so everybody hates him. No, that's not true. When you do that, you indirectly market it out. Also, the best thing for people like Jared Tenebe is to advise the governor that yes, I know you mean well, but the statement will come out. Next time we should be able to manage the statement. So that it come out, you know well. And also begin to explain the already inflamed, sentiment and so for me, I don't support telling people you hear that.
Thank you. Very beautiful one there.
Speaking with us on Front Page News Analysis, and he's been able to take us back in time, historically speaking, and perhaps maybe that is why Mr. Obi is yet to say anything, because he's done that. He's been there, done that. That's how they say it. Been there, done that, and now it's coming to bite him in the bum the same way. By and large, as liberals put it, be wary, careful. Politics will be in the mix, and it is already in the mix. And we'll see how that pans out as they move towards 2027. The other big headline, the president said he loves two big friends, which is the truth. The Abuja President Tinubu did say it was his blessings that helped him get on to the presidency. You can imagine how close the Abuja was no ordinary Nigerian. I don't know why it's still speaking to him in the president. He was no ordinary Nigerian. One of the closest persons also to President Buhari, and it's sad to see the both of them passed on the same day. But again, now that Abuja is out, perhaps the big news that may interest a lot of people, the who should should come on the throne is already on, and one name has featured, and that is King Wasiu Ayinde. Come on, yeah. He's been, looked at, or I don't want to say touted, he's been seen as perhaps one of those that may ultimately be on that stool. But whatever it is, we're here to give you
Sure. Yeah, sure. I think selecting that kind of a very revered message now. It takes a lot of the ancestors to do that, and let us leave it like that. No, Solomon, I know you understand it very clearly. I won't say that, but you understand. I don't understand. You can't understand.
Alright, we're throwing up on the phone lines right now, 0904-436-2225. Also, you can leave your reactions on our WhatsApp. We'll read it out right here on the show. Be a part of the show, and you can listen online as well. That's ebsng.com/radio.
I like to say, there's this story about police and Agenebo there. We need to say, well done to one man. And I'll tell you something that happened, and I got this story. It has to do with the DPO sending an acting on an SOS. He got a call, from a certain phone line, and he was able to locate where that person was calling from. And guess what? It was a call done in error. Sometimes your phone is in your pocket. So this DPO, what he did, his number is given to everybody around the locality. And that phone was in someone's pocket, and he dialed the DPO countless times. And what did he do? He mobilized. So it tells you we still have good people. We still have police officers who are professionals. So today, this morning, a man of the week today is the DPO of Agenebo. And I want to say well done. And to the people there, keep being vigilant. And you see something, you say something. You should come out there. And we're hoping that with what the government is doing and the people, the killings and maybe kidnappings will be.
Outside of having just good people, he also tells that when the place when they want to really work.
Yes, when they want to work, yes. Alright, we've got a message coming in right here. We have good morning presenters. I think some people are blowing what Governor Monday said out of proportion. Maybe I'm the only person that sees what he said as not a threat like so many people see it. Obi is a former governor and should know the protocols that should be followed. We should stop being sentimental with issues and start building mountains out of nothing. And this is Obwaligo from Okoro. Let's see who's on the phone lines. And also send your reactions. We got another message here saying, I'm going to skip all of this. It's long. Good morning, AJ. It says concerning the statements made by epistemology Governor Monday Paulo said is for security purposes and is proportional and is a propositional and suppositional attitude which considered to be mutually realized, casually efficacious, true or false, content-bearing internal states. The provision of the Constitution, Section 176, subsection 2, described the governor to be the chief executive of the state, ensuring the security and welfare of people of utmost priority. Mr. Obi should respect the Constitution, authority, and full sanctity. And that's what Archbishop Ralph is saying. Oh, welcome. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Security, so
he failed to speak to the issues Liberals raised that Obi had even done worse, preventing some
That's what I want to come around.
his state for 48 hours.
It was an house arrest they gave to him.
So for what Liberals have said, I think you have to be very wary with politicians. In this case, Obi has done even worse. And even though they say 2 wrongs don't make a right, but I think this is the time for people now to understand on the face value how and what these, people mean towards. It's not a good thing to lock someone up in your state and prevent him from moving.
Okay, I'm just want to add what you said. And everybody said, literally you can see one of them shaking hands and eating together.
And it will definitely happen. It will happen.
So we are the pawns now.
No, we did. No, we here. No, the other ones. Ultimately great. One of them.
Before we get back to the phone lines, MTN has something special for you. They're doing the MTN Billion promo. Plenty of Nigerians are winning big, and you could be next. You don't even have to call MTN to claim your prize. If you're the winner, they'll call or text you directly. So keep an eye on your phone, because your phone number could make you richer. And every weekday at 7 p.m., loads of Nigerians like you and me are getting the chance to win prize up to 5 million daily and 10 million naira weekly. And plenty of other cash prizes, so anyone could be the winner. To join, simply dial star 900 hash on your MTN line. Then every recharge of 100 naira or more will earn you more points and boost your chances to win at 7 p.m. And they call that yellow o'clock. Don't have an MTN line yet? Well, you should. Go out and buy one, because this recharge will wait for you. And of course, if you recharge after 5 p.m., don't worry. Of course, that's when they start counting points for the day, but your points get carried over to the next day. Isn't that exciting? So don't miss out on your opportunity to win big. The MTN Mega Billion promo ends on the 21st of September. So go out there and make a difference with your recharge today, and you might just win big. The MTN Mega Billion promo. Terms and conditions apply. Visit mtn.ng for more details. Alright, jump straight to the phone lines. Call us up and leave your reactions on the tab as well. That's 0904 436 2225.
When the letter published
Yeah, thank you very much. So for those who understand how Ecuador is, that is like the city center. And if someone could be killed until date, we still do not know who pulled the trigger.
The police is still under investigation.
So you don't just walk in and again, let's go back to olden days, the century ago, the coming of the white people in the Benin Kingdom. They even first reached out to the owner.
Yeah.
Yes. You don't just walk in like that.
Alright, we're going to realize it. Welcome.
Yes. Hi, what's your name? Where are you calling us from?
My name is Mr. Alpha, Now, everybody knows the condition in Nigeria. Security is our problem, and which everybody at the Nigeria is spending money for us today. It is a single family. It is not good. Who may be Peter Obi is coming to Ondo State without talking to the governor? If supposedly every Latina, if I'm coming to see the FA, immediately because of this great day, I must try to write or provoke him that I am coming to see the FA. I cannot go to get FA. If FA even so as to come, there must be somebody who we cannot say that it won't be as it is. Who do not to see? That is a wrong thing. The capital, Peter Obi cannot go to Ondo State without telling the governor. If we don't have governor, how did you really happen? There was no governor of Southern and North. He's supposed to go and inform the governor, say, I am coming to be. Otherwise, if you are coming to be me, there will be no honor. If you go to a door, you are coming to a door, you inform the governor. Governor will prepare a place for you to come, so that there will be peace. Everybody knows the security in the state now, in Nigeria, everybody is somehow. So if you go to a door, you have informing governor, informing people, so that they prepare a place for it. It's not good. Politicians and whoever is concerned, everybody is too high. They go about why they see problems in our house, why to God bless Nigeria, God bless the EPS, and bless the Nigeria. Thank you.
Alright, that's a wonderful statement from Oga saying that if you're coming into any environment, you have to inform the head. And he just made an illustration with the Edo Broadcasting Service. If you're coming to EBS premises, you must inform the MD that you're coming in. You just come into an environment like that and go about your normal duty. Peter Obi was in Benin City, and it looked like he sneaked into the city, and he went straight to where he went, where he was invited, and sneaked out immediately. And for security reason, he needed to inform the chief security officer of the state, which is the governor, the executive of Edo State. He must inform the governor that he is coming for XYZ. He's coming to do XYZ, and that's the safest way for him to come into the state.
And some said it was not an official visit, as it were, and he could just join and stir.
Yeah, I like that angle. You remember that President Obasanjo was in Benin when he was out of office. He was already out of office. He came for a private business. Guess what he did? He first came to Governor Shonola. And he said to him, I'm on a private visit, but I decide to come see you first because that's what protocols.
That's courtesy, first of all.
Yeah. So we have precedents, and I say even Mr. Obi respectfully understands everything. He knows.
Yeah, welcome.
I am calling from my name is Victor.
Welcome, Victor.
The person
I don't want to be a devil advocate here, but
Don't be.
since we're pondering,
Don't you dare be. She said, I don't want to be a devil. Don't be. You can continue.
okay.
Don't be.
Since we're pondering on it though, I'm sure a lot of people are also very confused where this whole thing generated from. What prompted the governor to make the statement of saying or seeking
Because three citizens of the state
Not even that. So I thought you were a news person, so you didn't know he was in Benin.
we want to take the issue step by step.
Check it out. Yeah, step by step.
Okay.
You didn't know he visited? He was in Benin. He was at the St. Philomena Hospital here.
Recently.
So why are you asking what prompted?
Okay. So he now said he shouldn't come again without his permission. That is it.
What is she saying?
It's alright. So basically,
Just ask the question.
okay,
What prompted? And I told you what prompted it. So what else do you want to say?
there were massive turnouts for where he visited, and again, someone of such high profile would need,
You guys are news people.
I think, let me think another line. Maybe she is thinking the business coming out or something.
Yes, I thought maybe the visit is like for future.
It's for both. Listen, it's for both. You have goofed. That's the statement. Don't goof again.
Okay.
You
So it's more like a warning.
whatever. Yeah, both. Say, you goofed. You didn't do what you should have done because you knew, because you've been a statesman. I'm telling you the word, okay, come on. Before the calls, let's finish, let's land on this. So please don't do it again.
Okay.
Because it might not be good. Because if I'm not aware, who protects you? So you know
It happened to one military governor way back then.
I thought you were listening to all of us. We just gave we just told you about what happened in the last election on Airport Road. We just told you what Obasanjo did. We just told you what Obi did. And you took us again back again.
Some people might be judging it just from just the saying itself.
Agencies in my house, they don't go like this back and forth like this because you're taking us back.
I think one more call, and then we're jumping into the world of sports. AJ Sports is already here. 0904 calls are flying. Yeah. Hey, welcome. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Can you speak up for us? Honorable Innocent. Okay. Welcome, Benin. Okay. Yep. I've seen your brother. Okay. From Iro, right? I think Nicholas has actually said a lot on this issue, and he has said a lot on this issue. So I think we should.
You know, the last guy, he must understand that that's not how politics is played.
Yeah, okay.
You're not a politician. This is not the church. This is not a mosque. Politics is played that way. In fact, we have the most decent of politics. You know, before that, they would say, hey, America. Sure, you saw what happened in America. You saw the kind of dirty politics. This is not dirty politics. This is saying, do what is needed. You need to let me in on this. The same secure there. Yeah, that's true. We ensure you don't go out until I said it. We ensure you don't go out. So sometimes tit for tat, and you understand it better. But again, the truth is, we're civil people. We're saying, don't do it next time, and that's how it works. Too bad for people like you at that point in time. I don't know how he felt in 2010, leading up to the 2011 election. And he called us back then, and he left from now on back to the people that he left.
Today, El-Rufai and Peter Obi are laughing, and they're happy with each other. Just like Oga said, tomorrow we'll find His Excellency and Peter Obi shaking hands and happy with each other. So
that's a wrap here. We're going to tie a bit of bow on it and call it a day. Thank you for everyone who has called so far and who has, listened to the show. It's been amazing. And from us to you, have a wonderful morning. EBS is doing something new. So, you want to hear what that's about? Listen.
Each night in the nation, stories develop. And no matter where or how you end your day, EBS is there, doing what it takes to keep you safe and informed. That's why August 4th history begins. EBS Tonight is not just another news show, it's a 2-hour, no-holds-barred, non-stop news takeover. Interviews, reports, analyses, sports. We're not playing catch-up. We set the pace. From the streets of your city to the ears of the world. This is where major stories break. This is where the truth hits harder. And if you're not tuned in, you're missing the future of news. Yes, tonight, we don't just report it. It's more than news.
looking for the ideal sports show on radio? Broadcasting service 95.7 FM. Sports. Good morning, sports fans out there. You're on to Sports Update, and I have AJ Sports and Chris, and we're looking at sports together this morning. And let's really look at what's happening at the African Cup of Nations. And we are in the semi-finals of the wonderful competition, where the first semi-final will be between Morocco women versus Ghana women, and Nigerian women will take on South African women in the African Cup of Nations. I'm not a sport analyst, though, but I follow sports level by level. No, but you're a Chelsea fan.
Yeah, sure. The fact is this. Congrats. Thank you so much for that. I want to ask AJ what the coach of South Africa said, that they have the antidotes of whipping the female Falcons. I think it stands shiver up the spines of.
We've had a lot of boasts from coaches. We had that of Zambia, and now they're out. We saw the coach carrying her luggage out of the hotel a few days ago. I guess that's going to happen to the Bayana.
Are you sure? Because she said it with all confidence, and AJ said yes, they've been champions, and what can take?
Yeah, currently the Bayana, they are the defending champions of the tournament. So, when it comes to, first of all, we need to establish the fact that Super Falcons, they are 9 times champion of the AFCON. So, they have all the bragging rights. Maybe recently, we have not been really stamping our authority when it comes to, should we say football generally, both male and female. But when it comes to the Flamingos, the Loaka, for the female, we have been doing very great. But for the Super Falcons, they've dropped the gas. So it has not just been that dominating like we used to be. Apart from the game against Zambia, that was not expected for many pundits. We understand that like I said prior to the game, it was a battle between the former African Footballer of the Year, who's doing great, Asisato Shala, and the current African Footballer of the Year from Zambia. She has been doing great, scoring a lot of goals in the American League. And also she done some decent performance before the game against the Super Falcons, scoring 3 goals and a couple of assists, very sumptuous assists if you watch her game. She's a very fine player. So and they have been scoring goals, and the Super Falcons has just been a defensive team and not much goals. So everybody was like it was going to be the best defense against maybe the best attack, and the best defense prevailed, and it was really a massive one, scoring 3 goals in the first half. That just threw Zambia off balance. But coming to South Africa, we've seen their football develop rapidly, both male and female, and they have just been a thorn on our flesh when it comes to male and female football.
So that's what the coaches say.
So the coach has the right to say that, but like St. Patrick said earlier, we have seen a lot of it. Coaches have the right to brag, but like I always say, 90 minutes will be the determinant factor. But I understand the coach point of view, and just like our coach, I will also say that we heard that from
nothing from our coach. He didn't say anything.
Yes, that's not to make any statement. When you know you're currently working with your team for victory.
No, but at least when somebody says something like that, it's okay. Yes, we're waiting for you.
We have these individual differences from people and now in coaches. You understand when it comes to some coaches, they will never keep quiet. I think the leader of those coaches is Jose Mourinho.
You only get a statement from Jose Mourinho.
I love him when it comes to that. I think when it comes to football, banter, when it comes to coaches, and he intimidates you. Not just, that's one of his gifts. He just, the way he does it, listening to me.
Let's get into other sporting activities here. The brace man, I call him the brace man, a man who loves to score braces, not the hat trick. He loves to score braces. Lionel Messi, he did it again over the weekend after scoring the brace again against New York Red Bulls. The man ended 5-1, a huge away win for Inter Miami, and Lionel Messi scored in the 60th and 75th minute respectively, and we saw goals coming in from his fellow compatriot in Barcelona. I'm talking about Jordi Alba scoring first, and he scored in the 24th minute, which is an equalizer from Alexander Hack. Early lead for the Red Bulls. But we got other goals coming in from Telasco. Segovia is scoring a brace as well in the first half, scoring in the 27th and 45 minutes respectively. And Lionel Messi, after the resumption of second half, he scored a brace in the 60th and 75 minutes and being assisted by his friends. I like to call them his best friend, Sergio Busquets and Luis Suarez. Huge win for Lionel Messi's Inter Miami, and they also have 2 outstanding games to play.
Yeah, huge win for Inter Miami. For Lionel Messi, still scoring even at old age. I think Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi raised the bar for football. So you don't just think now you want to judge every player by their performance, but it's not just like that, because even at old age, these guys still living the dream.
Be it age or no age, we don't praise his getting old, but he's still performing. He's not underperforming, just like Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Even with the age and all that, they're still performing like they are 17.
I think it's time to set a bounce.
I think I agree with Patrick, because I think
you need to set a bounce between Patrick, Joseph, and
talk about Joseph. He always reminds us about how one of the best left footer he has seen in the world is still Christian now. So at this age, we understand, we know Cristiano Ronaldo's age.
Yeah.
We understand, we know Lionel Messi's age. But for Christian,
The next one, it's let's really go now to the windows, and here we go. We now have our star man talking about Victor Osimhen. The deal is now sealed. Finally, he will be playing for Galatasaray come next season.
Yeah, I think that's a very, very big one Galatasaray. I think it's also for Victor Osimhen. But one thing about one thing about Italian club owners, that's how they are. They are big guns. When they come, they are so stubborn. What they want is what they want.
Yeah, we'll go for a break. We'll be back.
Looking at sports, we have this news coming from Alvaro Morata. He's on the verge of joining Como after Osimhen's demeanor, and Galatasaray plan to seal formal steps of Osimhen till next week, and then Morata will be ready to leave the club. And Osimhen will be a full-time Galatasaray player, and it's not time for Morata to take a bow, and he will be heading to Como.
Como, one of the most beautiful cities currently in the world.
People don't talk about the money. £40 million.
Talking about the transfer fee. The transfer fee is 75 million euros. Galatasaray are paying 40 million euros upfront, and a guarantee payment spread in the next 3 years to pay the other 35 million euros.
And also there's a clause he cannot sign for an Italian club for the next 2 years.
Yeah, I think that's what you do, because in Italy they don't get the kind of big paycheck that you get in the Premier League, because the Premier League it's so fat. It gets over £1 billion when it comes to TV right, but in Italia Serie A they are not yet there. So one of the way they get their money is to develop some of these players and sell them for big money, and they are so stubborn when it comes to this. That's why you see they have heard of Osimhen ban. He could not leave because of all of these shenanigans. So big up for him, and congratulations to him. Finally, he's half free.
And finally, we have this news that Barcelona have seen all documents of Rashford deal and set to land in Spain, and Barca will pay €14 million gross as full salary coverage, and also plus bonuses linked to appearances for Rashford this year. And Marcus takes 15% pay cut to join Barcelona, and Manchester United will not cover any part of the portion of his salary. And the $30 million buy option confirmed available for June 2026. And of course, Rashford is coming, and it will be at Camp Nou next season.
Yeah, I think it's really a massive one. I think everybody is not thinking what's happened. I think Barcelona wanted to sign Iñaki Williams was their first option, but something happened. There was no guarantee for some of the payments, so Iñaki extended his contract with Bilbao. Also, Luis Diaz from Liverpool, a couple of bids has been rejected, so they had to turn to another alternative winger, which is Marcus Rashford, and that was finally done some few hours yesterday.
So do you see him as a fantastic buy fantastic move for Barcelona?
I think, in my opinion, football really has stunted when it comes to growth. Beg your pardon. So we just get a lot of mediocre players, goes to big clubs, not really that talented player. We say Marcus Rashford, not really that top quality player that you can just go throughout the season smoking all through the season. We've seen it with Rashford. He's just very top player for the next 1 month, and maybe the next 2 months he's bad. So, but Barcelona, decent buy for them.
Alright, so that's our wrap up the show this morning. Let's just say thanks to Suleiman and Leda. Thank you, Desmond. And thank you, Sugar Baby, AJ, and AJ Sports, and the former Swan right foot back. Left foot back, who's now retired.
No, I'm not retired. Still going back.
95.7 FM. EBS.